You know what? Back in 2009 when I was graduating, we didn't have all the great content we have today about following your dreams, following your passions.
Right.
And that's what I really do appreciate social media for today. But back then, I didn't know if I could make myself happy and my parents happy in this one lifetime. And it almost felt like I had to make a sacrifice one way or the other. So back in 2009, I was sacrificing my parents so that I could live my dream. But really, you just have to follow what's inside. Follow that feeling that you just can't push down, because once you feed it, oh my gosh, there's so much you can do.
Today because I've got Cassie Ho in the building. Yeah, she's actually in my office.
In your HQ.
In the HQ. This doesn't even feel real.
I like how you say H, you say H.
Yes, I say the H's.
Ooh,
yes. HQ. Somebody the other day was like, the way that I was saying their last name, they were like, oh, that's very interesting. So yes, it's a HQ. Yes, Cassie Ho in the Rebecca-Louise HQ. So guys, if you've not already subscribed to the It Takes Grit podcast, make sure you do. It's available on iTunes and Spotify. And today we're talking about taking grit in your own business. Now, you've been through some crazy stories that maybe people have never even thought, oh my goodness, Cassie's been through that. Yes. And so we're going to be unraveling a few of those things today.
Okay, let's unravel.
Okay, so, and I had lots of you guys also message in with questions, so you got some of the user questions as well.
Okay.
Some of our amazing audience. I feel like we have a real connected audience.
Yeah.
We have very similar people that watch us, so we're really appreciative of you guys, and we're going to get started. So the first thing I want to ask you is, what was your very first video on YouTube? What was it like, and how did it do?
Okay, so my very first video on YouTube wasn't even really a YouTube video. It was more like a 10-minute workout that I recorded for my students at 24 Hour Fitness. I was teaching in LA at the time, pop Pilates to pop music. And then I got my first job out of college, and it was in Boston. So my students were like, Cassie, you're gonna move. Who's gonna teach pop Pilates? Because no one was teaching it at the time.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my gosh, how do I keep teaching them? So I recorded a 10-minute video, put it on YouTube, and it was only literally for 40 people. And the next time I saw it, it had like thousands of views and hundreds of comments.
Oh my goodness. So like, you obviously just made it public and just sent it to all of your people. So how long did it take to get to like 1,000 views? Do you remember?
Honestly, I don't remember because I didn't even look at it.
Yeah, you weren't monitoring it.
No, I was just like, hey guys, here's the link. Like, I didn't even look at it. But my channel has never been like an overnight success thing. Everything's been like, you know, a video after video, and then like things catch on here and there, and it's just the consistency that has allowed BLOGILATES to like just keep going.
Right. And so how long have you been on YouTube?
Since 2009.
2009.
So almost 10 years.
So
because it was May 2009 that I uploaded.
Wow, so you're going to be coming up to your 10-year anniversary next
either
next
May
month?
or September. Either May or September. So like,
we got to figure that out.
I don't even know.
Yeah, we need to do like a 10-year celebration of you on YouTube.
Boy, I should do something for that.
Yeah, because we got to plan ahead. If this is next week, we got to get going. May is soon.
Yeah, George is excited. Everyone's excited.
He's like, we're ready to go. That's amazing. So when you first got that YouTube video, how long was it until you then posted the second one?
Oh, Rebecca, I am so bad. I don't even know. It was probably like 3 months later.
Okay, so it was a long time. No, it was just like left there.
Literally wasn't trying to start a YouTube channel because back then, it's not what it was today.
No.
It was just a place to upload things for your friends or your family.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So you actually started off like as a trainer for 24 Hour, and how did you get involved in that?
Let's see. I went to school for biology, and on the side, I was teaching Pilates. I got certified as a sophomore in college, and that was kind of like my outlet to like, away from my studies and stuff, to do something that I really loved, because I really didn't want to be a doctor, but my dad really wanted me to be a doctor. So anyway, I was always teaching on the side. My parents were really mad when they found out I was teaching Pilates. They're like, oh, like, what are you, like a personal trainer, or you're into fitness, like that's not going to get you anywhere and all this stuff, like you need to quit and focus on physics or whatever.
Wow.
Yeah, but luckily I never quit.
Yes.
And that's how I got started. And eventually I still graduated with an honors in biology, but I had always wanted to get into fashion. That's been my childhood dream. But again, my mom and dad were like, that's not a real career.
That's
you
not a
can't
real
do that."
job.
So then, anyway, we yell at each other a lot during college, and they kept telling me, you won't be successful, you'll have no friends if you go into the career field that you want, which is fashion. And we had a really bad relationship, a really rocky relationship. But I ended up getting a job in fashion buying out in Boston. It was the closest I could get to fashion design without having a design degree.
Yeah.
And that's why I flew out. So yeah,
wow.
that job ended up not being what I thought it was gonna be. I thought I was gonna like prove them wrong and like do my thing, but that was definitely not.
Like this was your break. You're like, Mom and Dad, just watch me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like in the New York like, Fashion Week in like 2 weeks. Just it didn't happen. So for someone out there, that never happens. By the way, if you think something when it comes really easy, that's like a sign that it's like not meant to be right now.
Yeah,
I always feel.
Or even if it comes hard, you just don't know.
Yeah,
you have no idea.
So true. So if someone's like listening out there and maybe they've got parents who are trying to navigate them into like the road that they want to do, how do you find that grit and determination in yourself to really just follow what you wanted to do rather than what they wanted to do for you?
You know what? Back in 2009 when I was graduating, we didn't have all the great content we have today about following your dreams, following your passions.
Right.
And that's what I really do appreciate social media for today. But back then, I didn't know if I could make myself happy and my parents happy in this one lifetime. And it almost felt like I had to make a sacrifice one way or the other. So back in 2009, I was sacrificing my parents so that I could live my dream. But really, you just have to follow what's inside. Follow that feeling that you just can't push down, because once you feed it, oh my gosh, there's so much you can do.
Right. So then as you started to do what you love to do, you felt like happy and content, even though that maybe your family weren't completely supporting you right now.
No, they weren't supporting me. And there were so many nights in college where I was like, I don't know if I even want to live anymore, because it was like really that bad. Like they would call me, yell at me, berate me. It was really bad, and tell me that I had no future if I didn't listen to them.
Wow, so you're very strong, just like inside core. You have like fire inside you that's like, I'm gonna make this work because this is what I'm passionate about doing.
Yeah, but it wasn't easy. Like looking back now, I can tell you, in 3 sentences, like what happened. But back then, I was like waving back and forth and really not sure what to do, because my dad was even saying like, oh, you don't even have to be like a real doctor, like just be, and not to offend anyone, but he was like, just be an optometrist or be a naturopath medicine doctor, like just be
something
in the sciences, and then you can design eyeglasses on the side or something like that.
Right,
And
okay.
I was like, no, like I actually want to design clothes for fashion.
Not sunglasses.
So yeah, there were a lot of times when I was wavering and like I didn't have a backbone. But when it came down to it, when I was about to break, I was like, no, I gotta live for myself.
Wow, that's so incredible. And did you have like friends around you that were supporting you on your dreams, or was it really just you?
I had one friend. I didn't have that many friends in college. I felt like people didn't really like me in college. Because I've always been like the girl who like raises her hand in class like a lot and I annoy people.
Like you ask questions?
A lot of questions.
Oh, because my mom used to call me the Y-bird, because I used to be a show in England, I think it was called Play Days, and they had a bird on there that was called the Y-bird that would ask questions. Well, why? Why? Because I'd be like, well, why this? Like, I was the question.
Okay, so we're kind of
I was the annoying one, and people folded my paper in class because I like everything to be super neat, and they would do that just to like wind me up.
No.
And so I didn't have many friends either. In fact, I was not in the cool gang at all.
I was never in the cool gang.
I tried.
Either.
I would sit like 6 feet away from the cool gang on the field to be like, me and my one friend would be like, I think we're in the gang because we're like kind of we weren't.
Wait, it's so interesting because like looking at you and your personality, I would have thought you would definitely been like a cool gang girl.
Oh no, I was like I wasn't very attractive at all. Like, and I kind of kept myself to myself. I played a lot of sports, but I went to a school between the ages of 16 and 18, and I have one friend from that, and they weren't even in my year, and I just connected with them on Facebook like 6 years later.
That's
so
crazy.
I know, like, you're like, oh, if you really met me, you'd be like, oh, you're like, from the outside, I look cool, but then you get to know me, really not that cool at all.
You know what's so interesting? So back in elementary school, the popular girls would only let me sit with them during lunch if I drew pictures of them.
Oh my God, that's so weird.
It is a little bit weird, but when I was young, I also thought I was going to be an artist, so I loved drawing.
So that actually got you helping you, making you draw.
Yes. So I have limits. Like I can draw sketches of clothes and like kind of
They're
people.
amazing. I've seen them.
I'm not like a portrait artist or anything, but yeah, I mean, my talent only got me so far in a very fake way to sit with the girls, and it was just like, isn't that weird?
Yeah.
This is so weird. So yeah, I've never been popular.
Yeah, no, I've never been popular either. So if you're not popular right now, like, don't worry about it.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna gonna be just fine. So you had your one friend that believed in you.
I had my one friend, and then I met Sam after that. But yeah,
Yeah.
I only had maybe like 2 really close friends in college.
And so what's your relationship now like with your parents?
I would like, I wish I could say it's better and, you know, but not really. It's actually kind of worse in some ways.
Oh, really?
I think we just have a lot of things we have to work through, and like, it's constantly like this bar, and oh my God, like I'm like starting to cry now, but like, it's so hurtful because it's like it's never enough. And I think there's just a lot of things that we have to work through.
And it's so incredible because, like, you'll make me cry. You are, like, the most, like, I look up to you. Like, before, I'm like, you know, I'm a newbie on YouTube. Like, when I, like, met you at that first event, like, I'm still starstruck that you're, like, in, like, my office, like, now. Like, this is just so surreal to me. So I'm so grateful that you decided to follow your dreams and, like, you stuck to it because you shone a light in my life. Like, I was like, I remember when I met you the first time at VidCon, and we're like in this like private room.
Right.
And I'm like, oh my goodness, like there's Cassie. And like my PR guy was like, you need to have a photo with her. And I was like, I can't have a photo with her. Like, she's like so famous. And like, you were so nice, and you were so nice to me. And I don't know if you knew I don't think you knew who I was, but you made me feel
did.
special.
No, I
you
see
did.
your
I was
videos.
like, she can't know who I am.
I knew who you were because I've watched your videos on X Hit.
Yeah. So I was like, and I was like, Tommy, like, I think she knows who I am. And I'm like, no, she doesn't know who I am. But you made me feel so like special, and like it's because I'm very grateful. My mum and dad, like, they don't really understand what I do, but they're incredibly supportive. But it's amazing to me that like what you've created, how many people you help, and your parents still can't quite see the magnitude of what you've created. Do you feel like they don't get it?
They see it, but I don't think they appreciate it, or they think there's always something more, and I don't know. I just feel like they're always unhappy with me for something.
Do you speak to them often?
You know, we don't really speak that much. It's like really sad. It's one of those things that one of the biggest challenges in my life is trying to find a way to have a good relationship with my parents. Like, that's the hardest thing for me. Like, business, marketing, whatever, like that's like fine and fun and whatever, but it's the personal relationships with my parents that like I really suck at. Like, I don't know how to make it better. And like, I've suggested like, you know, family therapy or whatever, and from their like Asian traditional background, they're like, no, there's nothing wrong with us. We're not going to therapy, like all that stuff. So I just can't figure out a way how to fix the relationship.
Did they come to your wedding?
They did, but it was still weird. You know, it's just like one of those things.
Is it just off?
It's off, and it's kind of off with like my sister too, and it's just really weird. And I always speak truth, and I feel like our truths just don't align because they think they're speaking truth too, but it's almost like they don't see where I'm coming from, and maybe I don't see where they're coming from. But I also try to dig really deep and try to understand. But I feel like we're not getting to that deep level of truth together.
Right.
And that's
so they still having this expectation that they want you to be a doctor. Do you think
not a doctor, but just something else. I don't know. It's just like we're not I don't know. I can't even explain it to you what it is, because if I could, I would.
Yeah. No, totally.
Yeah.
Wow. So what about your sister? You have a great relationship with your sister.
Yes, I am very fortunate to have an amazing relationship with my sister. She's my biggest supporter. I love her so much, and she's always been rooting for me, so I love her so much.
And what's her relationship like with your mom and dad?
It used to be rockier than mine. There were times when she tried to run away from home and things like that, and not for anything like abusive or anything like that. My parents are very loving, but they're also very strict. So for example, if we were doing a math problem and we didn't get it, my dad would like yell at us, we'd be crying. I mean, there would be, by the time we turned in our like geometry books in at the end of the year, there were tear stains on like every page. Wow. Like, that's what it was like. And so my dad was like my math tutor as well as like my tennis coach, because I was in a lot of sports in school as well. And I just never felt good enough, because if the ball didn't go in the corner, if I didn't ace the serve, it just wasn't good. And so right now, like, I feel like I have trauma with tennis, because if I don't hit a perfect ball, I'm so upset at myself.
Wow.
Like, it's like
so you
still
have
there.
such high expectations and demands on yourself. So how do you live on a day-to-day basis? Are you very critical of yourself? Are you a perfectionist? And do you think that's come from your dad?
You know, I think it's nature and nurture. It's both. I think innately I always like am so intense about everything that I do. So, and I also appreciate that my parents like raised me a certain way, because I know I wouldn't be who I am today without the way that they raised me. So I appreciate that. I just wish our relationship was better together. But for me, yes, I am 100% a perfectionist. But I'm also a visionary person. But I don't know. I just see a thing and I want to do the thing and I just make it happen.
I love it. That's so like me. I'm like, yeah, I want to have an outdoor set. Give me 9 days.
Yeah,
we'll make
and
it
like
great.
you'll
Yeah.
hammer it yourself.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. So this leads me on talking to me about puppies and planks. This was an amazing event that you held earlier this year, and it's going to be run every single year. And just tell me, like, the grit that it took to get that event up, because you faced a lot of barriers when you were just trying to even create the event, because everyone was telling you no.
Right. Okay. So puppies and planks was an idea that I had where I wanted to just fuse the idea of dogs and fitness together. Pretty simple, you would think. So
how long ago was this?
This was summer 2018. No, spring 2018. So
Okay.
almost a year from now. And I wanted to have it in the summer because I was like, oh, I'll just get my fitness friends together. We'll teach classes, raise money for dogs. No big deal.
Seems easy, right?
Yeah, seems easy peasy. So I wanted to reach out to some brands because we needed someone to help me like fund this project, and especially because we're going to donate all the 100% of the ticket sales to the shelters, and that's what I always wanted to do from the very beginning. That was never going to change. So we needed some funding, and so I went around to a lot of different brands, but people either ignored us or kept saying no, because I have a background in fitness, but I have nothing like to show for dogs, right? So like even shelters were saying,
you have
like,
a dog.
No. I have a dog, but that's everyone has a dog.
Yes, George.
So yeah, even dog shelters were like, no, we're not going to bring our dogs out for adoption unless you pay us. And I was like, no, you don't understand. Like if you bring the dogs out, I will pay you all of the ticket sales. And they're like, no, basically, we don't trust that you'll bring people, so pay us like $2,000 first, and then we'll bring our dogs. And I was just like, the spirit isn't here. And that kept happening over and over again. So
that's really interesting, because you would think that you'd go and they'd be like, I'm all in. Plus you got like CASSEY HO, BLOGILATES, like with all of her fitness friends ready to help.
It's interesting when you're not speaking to the right person, who's not opening with the right ears, the messages just don't come through.
Comes on dead ears,
So unfortunately, summer went by, which was my goal, and it didn't happen. And then my event planner kept trying, and I kept trying. I had reached out to Petco. They were like my dream sponsor from the beginning. I was like, Petco would be perfect. And Sir George loves a lot of treats from there, so it would be great. So anyway, all throughout the fall, through the winter, we were like trying to reach out to them and a bunch of other people. And this crazy thing happened. I went to this conference where it was all CEOs and CMOs, and I felt incredibly like a non-worthy. Like it was like, you know, CEO of like what do you call it? Like Pepsi, like just like big
names.
Lots of men. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but then I went down the list and I was like, oh, the CMO of Petco is here. I will make it my goal to meet him. Even if he doesn't even care who I am, I just need to talk to him like once about this.
Wow.
So the funny thing happened. I was looking him all weekend long. I couldn't find him. And then
people got their name tags.
They got their name tags, but there's so many men.
Yeah, and you're just like, you're like hovering.
Which one are you?
Where are you?
Petco. And on stage they have like inspirational top speakers and stuff. And then they had this one magic session, just to break things up. And the magician was asking for volunteers. So I'm there and I'm like,
you put your hand up.
I put my hand up. So anyway, Sam was there with me too. We both went on stage. We did the thing. People were laughing. It was great. Then afterwards, all of a sudden we became like conference celebrities. Like everyone was like, how'd you do that? I was like, well, I don't know. And then everyone kept asking. But the first person who asked me how I did that was the Petco CEO.
Oh my goodness, so that's why you need to put your hand up.
Yes!
Every single time.
You're right.
You have to put your hand
You're
up.
right. This is the lesson.
This is the
Even
lesson.
if people don't like you.
Even if you don't know how to do something, you're not sure, and you're uncomfortable, stick your hand up and say yes.
100%. So he came up to me. Could you believe that? And I had been looking for him. So I briefed him a little bit. He gave me his business card. And then we talked a little bit after that. Then it went silent because it was the holidays. And I was like, oh my God. We wanted the event to happen on March 23rd, which is National Puppy Day. So now it's like end of 2018, December. We only had 3 more months to film this like huge, to create this huge event. And I gave up. I was, you know what? Petco's not interested. CMO didn't write me back after a couple emails. Like it's probably over. But
you were like, maybe I should tell him how I did the magic trick, and then he'll reply.
Maybe that would have been it. So Linda, our event planner, was like, Cassie, don't give up. And I was like, no, like I don't want to do this. Like this is like too much for me. Shelters saying no, sponsors saying no. There's no point. My heart is empty right now. December goes by, then January, and she's like, give it just a few more weeks. I was like, Linda, we only have 2 more months. I'm not going to give it a couple more weeks. And then something magical happened. at the end of January, Petco said, we're on board.
Okay, I just got chills. Like, I literally just got chills. So, did you get an email or did you follow up with an email?
So Linda kept pushing.
Oh, she was emailing for
when
you.
I had already given up. I was like, I don't know.
You were like, just whatever.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I've got other things I need to do. And so I guess she called, set up meetings, and like it happened. And at this point, we now only had about a month and a half to get it done, to put on my first festival ever, because it had grown from this idea of just being like a stage where instructors teach and dogs kind of, and now it's like this whole village with like vendors and whatever. A month and a half we had, and we were sprinting to the end, but it was really cool because after Petco came on board, I think we just looked a little bit more legit. So without them, I don't think we could have done what we did do. And luckily, we're able to break even this year in terms of like cost for everything, and raise $20,000 for the dogs. And that's 100% of ticket sales going to the dogs. And again, from the beginning, I never wanted to take any of that money.
That's amazing. Yeah. So all of that money, it got donated to, was there a couple of different shelters?
Yeah, or it was 4 different shelters. So we had LA Animal Services, we had Karma Rescue, Dove Rescue, and what was the other one? I'm blanking right now. I'll think of it in a second. There were 4 of them.
And they had dogs on site too that you could adopt. Do you know if any dogs got adopted?
They did. We got,
on
the day of, I believe we got 4 dogs that were adopted. And then afterwards, many more were adopted after the application processes.
Oh my goodness, that's so exciting. And what a great experience to say like, hey, I adopted my dog from like the Puppies and Planks Festival.
It's so crazy. And with the festival too, it was of course raising awareness for adoption, but it was also bringing together a lot of people with lots of positivity. I would say the one word to describe the entire event was just like happy. Like people were there having a good time, chilling out with their dogs, meeting other dogs. And also I feel like dogs are the life hack of meeting people. You could just, it's so
great
easy
intro
to meet people. And so the whole time everyone's meeting each other, you're taking classes, you're eating, you're drinking. I mean, it was so fun.
Yeah,
and
it was amazing.
Yeah,
I can't wait for next year. Yeah, so next year it's going to be every single year, and they can go to
puppiesandplanks.com or check out the Instagram at puppies and with the letter N planks.
Okay, alright, my goodness, guys, you gotta go. So it was incredible. 2,500 people. They had loads of different classes. There were so many vendors as well. Like, just a great day out. I mean, like, that's where originally Sir Alfie met Sir George. That's where they had their first interaction. Today was their second one, so we're warming them up slowly.
Oh, the Sirs! We should like have a official like royal ceremony for them. Like with a throne.
Oh my goodness, they so deserve the crown. You know, both of them like look at each other like I'm the king. We had like some sort of formal, put them in like tuxes and everything.
And like a robe.
A robe,
and like the crown.
Like the Henry VIII style.
Yes, definitely. With a sword.
I like them.
We're gonna do this.
So talking about clothing, one of your biggest passions. So fitness was kind of like your avenue to do fashion.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
You never know. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So remember when I told my parents I wanted to be a fashion designer, that you're never gonna make it. And so anyway, oddly, by doing YouTube videos, it led me back into fashion design. How crazy is that?
So was it because that you wanted to originally, did you ever put like fashion videos up on YouTube?
No,
So
never.
it's all just fitness videos on YouTube.
Yeah, so what happened was after I started YouTube for, I don't remember, a couple years, whatever, fans, it's so interesting because back then I didn't even want to call them fans because it's like people who watch my videos.
People.
They were on Facebook, they were asking like, oh, do you have shirts? I was like, what do you mean? What do you want to wear?
I wear shirts, yes.
And they're like, no, we want to like wear BLOGILATES. I was like, that's weird, but okay. Because at that point I'm like, am I a brand? Like, or am I just Cassie? Like, I don't know. And so I remember going to forever21.com, buying blank racerback shirts, and then trying to find like a local screen printer to do a design. And then once you put it up on Facebook, sold out right away. And I was like, okay, there's something here. And from those blanks, those blank shirts bought at Forever 20, and then we got a little bit more, professional, and like, did other things. And now we have like an entire activewear collection where we're making like the fabrics ourselves, we're developing everything, all the designs, I'm sketching, like it's a fashion company now, which is so
That's
crazy.
so exciting. So is it just fitness stuff, or have you also are you going to go into other dresses and other things?
So it's fitness stuff for sure, because I love fitness. Plus I need to wear them on YouTube. So I need to dress myself.
That's what you wear nowadays anyways, like leggings.
And I'm wearing some today. This is our bridal collection.
I'm going to talk about that.
Because we got to talk about the wedding.
Yes.
But we did release a romper. So that's kind of like our first into
when did that release?
Romper. It released last fall or something like that.
How does that feel to like have like obviously the fitness stuff is like huge, and then actually having your own like piece of like clothing, like item of like fashion. Are you excited? Are you nervous?
It's definitely exciting, but I just don't know where it's going to go. It's kind of like where the audience wants you to go. You take a little bit of that plus your vision and add it together. But I mean, I just talk about rompers all the time, so we obviously needed to have one. So making our first one was really exciting.
Yeah, great. Yeah. So then the space that you create all of your clothing in, you have like a whole like factory?
So we have our warehouse up in Northern California where everything is shipped, and we have a couple factories that we work with overseas. Everything's sustainable.
Yeah.
We have people over there checking, making sure everyone is getting everything that they need. Everyone's paid fairly, so I just want to put that out there because everyone's always asking. It's great that you guys are asking. But yeah, we have a factory that we work with, and I'm just like, it's so cool.
Yeah,
it's just so cool.
How much work is it taking you to get to that place where now people can just go onto the website, order their item, and ship it out? Like, how many years is it taking you to get to that?
I mean, okay, so we first launched the very first version of Pop Flex in I think like 2014-ish or something like that. And those clothes were my first time designing from scratch my own clothes. And that actually, I was not proud of that. So we ended up scrapping that, rebranding to make it called Pop Flex, and then added in plus sizes as well. I just wanted to do everything how I should have done it from the beginning. And in general, to create an entire collection, it takes several months to a year. Yeah.
Well, so that first time that you got like that, because I know you also did something where the clothing didn't come right back and the quality wasn't great.
Oh yeah.
And you were like, no, I'm not going to put this out.
Yeah.
So there's so many things that happen along the way that tries to kind of push you over. Like it's just the universe testing you to see how much do you want it. And it's that grit, that determination to say like, hey, that's the vision. I'm going to stay true to that vision and keep going.
For sure. And you spend a lot of money ordering these units and they come back, even though you've quality controlled and checked them and they don't come back right, but it doesn't matter. I'd rather eat that cost than have my customers put on something that doesn't look good or make them feel good, because in the end, that's going to ruin your brand. And that's not the experience that they're supposed to have with something that they paid. So yeah, it sucks, and like I cried, but like you gotta do what you gotta do.
There's a lot of tears. There's tears.
There's tears all the time. I cry all the time. I'm happy, upset, sad. Like,
are you emotional?
So
you're emotional.
You know what? There's nothing wrong with being emotional.
No, not at all. Do you? So I feel that it looks. For me, when I get like emotional, like I cry really easily.
Me too.
So like it looks worse than it actually is sometimes, because I've just got my face has just got water coming out of it. Like I'm just like, hey, it's not even that bad. Don't worry. Like, because sometimes people, it takes a lot for them to cry, and then you're like, wow, that's when you know like they're really like upset. But like I cry very easily.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like we're kind of the same.
Yeah, I know. Like I cry easy. It was not cool.
We raise our hands.
I've always raised my hand. Pick me.
And we have sirs.
Yes. Oh my God. And we're on YouTube.
I know.
Fitness YouTube. Like,
so weird.
So crazy. So last of all, we're going to do a quick rapid fire questions, but I want to speak real quickly because one, your wedding was like phenomenal, and the event that you put on, like I'm like, you probably want to get married every single year.
I do, and I keep telling Sam that, and he's like, no.
Like, when can we renew our vows?
So I literally said that last week, and he's like, no. Why are you thinking about this right now?
So you are actually wearing because I saw you doing a competition for people who are getting married. Yeah. So the first thing I go is, Corey around? I was like, Corey needs to propose to me real soon so that I can enter this competition to be one of your brides. Because you, tell me about it.
Okay, so we have a competition going on right now, or a contest called the Happily Ever Fitter Giveaway. And basically, I want to help you guys dress your bridesmaids for like your bachelorette party. Because we just launched a bridal inspired collection. So there's like laces and blushes and something blues and everything. I love weddings. I know. I loved our wedding. It was so much fun. And basically, all you have to do is post a picture to Instagram or Facebook of you and one of your bridesmaids like doing a fitness type pose. It could be like a selfie flags or something more intense. And then just, just like, what do you call it? Tag Poplex active, #happily ever after. And then, just let me know when your wedding date is and basically fill out the application. And if it all makes sense, we'll send you the clothes for you and your bridesmaids, because all I want is just a picture so we can post it. That's the trade. That's the only catch. There's no other catch.
That's it. That's so cool. I want to get married just to get the whole collection.
Hey, whenever you get married, I will send you clothes anyway, so don't you worry about it.
I'll just have a makeshift.
No rush for
It's
it.
fine. Okay, so we've got some quick rapid fire questions that everybody has been asking because I put up a post yesterday. Let's see, and they had questions to ask Cassie.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's bring this up. Okay, so I got lots of hearts. I got a lot of people saying, oh my goodness, like, I just love the fact that you guys are together, which is really cool. Okay, who is your main inspiration and motivation?
Ooh, my main inspiration, motivation? Right now, I'm going to say Jay Shetty has a lot of great quotes. Do you follow him? I love his quotes to inspire me when I'm feeling down. But then Sam, my husband, is also my inspiration because he helps me. He helps align me when my emotions are getting a little bit crazy. He brings out that rationality. Calm? He's calm, but in other ways, I'm calm too because he feels worried for me when I should be feeling stressed. So we share each other's stress.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Love that. And you guys have been together for...
Okay, so we've been together, including like boyfriend and girlfriend time, for almost 10 years.
Wow.
No, almost 11 years.
11 years.
In May.
And how old are you?
I'm 32.
32. When's your birthday?
January 16th.
Okay, so you just turned 32.
Yeah.
I'm 32 this year.
Oh
my God!
87.
Okay, 87.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I'm 32 in like 2 weeks.
Oh my God!
31 in 2 weeks. Oh my goodness, and he's 32.
So
Okay, you're younger.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so how often do you work out?
I work out 6 days a week, and Thursday is my rest day.
Okay, Thursday is your rest day.
It's because the one class...
I just clicked. I was like, okay, that's new.
It normally would be Friday or Saturday, but this one class I like to go to, they don't have my time slot on Thursday.
Okay,
so naturally it's Thursday.
So Thursday's her rest day. I love that. She's trying to have a baby. Is it okay for her to do Pilates?
Absolutely. There are a lot of prenatal Pilates that you can do.
Someone said, oh my God, so excited. No questions. Just love to see you both together often
more.
Okay, what is your height?
5'5".
5'5".
How tall are you?
5'2" and a half.
5'2" and a
That
half,
half is really, really important.
Yeah, it sure is.
How can you manage workout and talking at the same time? So I laughed so hard at your the comic that you did the other day, because I feel like when you start like going on YouTube and you're doing like workouts, I've developed a skill to be able to talk and work out at the same time. It's like a breathing technique.
Yeah.
So how do you find it?
I just do it. You know, what I don't understand is people who can do cardio and talk at the same time. That's like my sister. Now that's hard. Pilates, no big deal for me.
That's
it's
crazy.
Just practice, right?
It's just gonna have that special breathing technique.
It's like how Beyonce goes on the treadmill and sings to practice for her concert.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like that. We're just practicing. We're like Beyonce all the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They are basically Beyonce's like second, like double.
Yeah, basically. Same thing.
Okay, and then what is your like favorite guilty pleasure food? Like what is it that you go to?
I love me a good matcha milkshake.
Ooh.
I love matcha milkshakes. There's this place called Honey Me. There's a few of them in LA, and it is like the fattiest, creamiest, most amazing thing in the world. It's so good.
Yeah, I love matcha. I just went to Japan and it's all about matcha.
I love matcha.
Like their Starbucks like had the matcha stuff way before like our Starbucks.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're all about it.
I love it.
Okay, and then the final question is, if you had a superpower, what would it be?
Ooh, if I had a superpower? Oh, that's interesting. I don't know. You know, I feel like as a kid I was like flying or like invisible. I feel like this is
in the
harder.
cool gang.
In the cool gang. You know, I think my superpower would be knowing how to get the best out of every person so that I could communicate with them effectively.
Ooh, wow, that's a full-on one.
I know that's like really intense, but sometimes, you know, you just like, you can't get past something with people, and I'm just like, we're both humans, and I know we can connect somehow, but it's just like so hard sometimes.
Yeah, I totally get you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a great superpower.
Well, sorry, it was really boring, I feel.
No, I'm fired up on that. That is the superpower everybody should have. They should like take that on. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining me today and traveling down to Huntington Beach and like just getting involved in doing this thing. It means so much. I can't wait for this to come out. And guys, make sure that you subscribe to the It Takes Grit podcast. You can also find it on Instagram, It Takes Grit. Cassie, how can they find all of your magical things?
Oh, they can find all of the magical things at BLOGILATES everywhere.
One last question. Why BLOGILATES?
Oh, okay. So I used to blog, and then I did Pilates, so Blogilates.
And that's why you put the pop flex thing together too.
Yeah, but pop Pilates and flexing. I don't know.
Yeah. She has words, she puts them together, and she makes it happen.
That's how we do it. Get it done. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Cassie. Thanks for having you, and we will see you guys on the next episode. See you later. Bye.